Hi, welcome to Good Enough Painting. Today we're going to be working on some desert-themed terrain that I printed on my 3D printer. I'm trying to fill out a skirmish-sized board for Star Wars Legion. All the files I found were free on Thingiverse, and I'll be linking them in the description below. Alright, let's get to it. First thing we're going to do now that we have our model printed is fill up these gaps right here where the main model and the roof meet. You're going to want your absolute worst brush, and none of these will do. Ooh. That's right, the one out of the trash. Yeah, that looks about right. My worst brush. We're going to be using rough gray pumice to fill the gaps right now, texture paint or filler that you have. I just like using this because it has a nice texture to it. You just want to break up some of the flat areas and be a little sporadic. And then apply this all over the roof to hide all of those layer lines. Next we're going to be priming in Satin Brown Boots by Krylon. You want to spray this all over the model. Alright, now take a khaki color, and we're going to want to do a heavy dry brush all over the model. I'm using circular motions just to hide the layer lines. You see, if you just go up and down, it's going to show those more. Leave behind a little bit of the satin brown that we primed on. Next, let's move on to a off-white. I'm using antique white, and I'm just hitting all the hard edges and the texture that I painted on earlier, still leaving behind the satin brown. Next, we're going to use a dark gray. I'm using Pewter Grey for the front door. I applied multiple coats of this. And I chose to paint the pipe on the back in the same color. Alright, now we're going to use a light gray. I use Granite Gray, and we're going to paint the pipes on the front. I originally was going to paint them silver, but I instead opted for Brass Scorpion, my brass color from Citadel. I would have just left them brown if I knew I was going to paint bronze, but it ended up working out in the end. Alright, now you're going to want to take your light gray again and dry brush the entire front door. End result looking something like this. Alright, and I'm going to show you an example of a red door. I'm going to be using Tuscan Red and stippling on some of that light gray that we just used. Alright, now that the stippling is dry, you go back in and do a light dry brush of that gray again, and you have something that looks like this. Alright, and buildings are enough. I'm going to print out some scatter and get those painted up as well. The colors aren't as important as just making it a variety. Once you have all your base coats down, I'm applying a brown wash all over the miniature. I'm using a recipe I found on a channel called MidWinter Minis. The link to the video will be in the description below. Now I just took that light gray and dry brushed everything to give it a weathered look. And then black wash made with the same recipe as the brown on all the metallics. Alright, now on to the next one. I'm going to wash the entire model in black first. You can see I started with brown and then I ended up changing my mind. Oh, and don't forget to wear a glove. I had got ink all over my hand. Alright, and leave it overnight to dry. Now you just want to pick out a few of the elements and give it a splash of color. The colors don't matter as much as just making things pop. And now I'm just doing a light gray dry brush on all of the parts of the model that stick out. Even the parts that I just painted, just to give it a little bit more of a weathered look. Alright, and end result looking something like this. And that wraps it up. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy the content as much as I love filming it. And if you did, leave a like, subscribe, and comment. If you want, I have a list of games and armies that I have and I'm interested in painting in for the channel. Leave a comment if you find one that you're interested in watching. See you next time, and don't forget, you don't have to be perfect, just good enough.